go ahead and grab a drink and grab a snack while I go ahead and read to you the next chapter in Disney After Dark, Chapter 6. His hand trembling, Finn reread the list that had been left for him at the school office the next day. Howard, Lee, Maitland, Jackson. He recognized as the names of 4 middle schools. 4 schools where he now believed he'd find the other DHIs. The note wasn't signed, but he knew it was from Brad. "You don't have to do this," he reminded Amanda, though it was a little late now. They were riding a somewhat smelly city bus toward Lee Middle School. One-story buildings painted pink, sea blue, and white streamed past. Heat waves shimmered from the pavement. Another fall day. "It's okay," she replied. He wanted to think this had been his idea, but he knew better. He wasn't sure how she'd manage to talk him into letting her join him, but here she was. "We might not get back in time for the 5th period," he warned. They'd skip out on lunch together, slipping out a door near the gym. They'd been in some serious trouble if caught. "I'm a big girl, Finn." The bus driver, a fat guy with a blotchy red face, kept an eye on them in the mirror. Finn was feeling paranoid. "Hey, do you think that he's watching us?" Amanda said, interrupting. "Yes." "What if he's some kind of spy?" Finn asked. "Oh, please. He's just curious about a couple of kids on their own in the middle of the day." He felt stupid for having said that. "To drum it in," Amanda asked. "What kind of spy? For whom?" She whispered into his ear. "The Overtakers?" She meant to tease him, but Finn wasn't laughing. "You saw those guys yesterday at Magic Kingdom," Finn reminded her. "You weren't supposed to be there. You broke the rules," she reminded him. "You think they're Overtakers?" Again, she was teasing. "As if you'd know." "When are you going to tell me what's going on?" "When I find out myself," he answered. "These other kids, the other DHIs," she said. "You think they have the answers?" "Not exactly." The driver picked up a black radio microphone with a curly black cord and spoke into it. They couldn't hear what he was saying. "What if he works for the truancy cops?" Finn said. "The schools were serious about kids cutting class." "Now you're making me paranoid," she said sharply. She reached up and pressed the signal for the next stop. The brakes hissed as the bus slowed and pulled over to the curb. As they hurried off the bus, Finn caught the driver's gaze in the side mirror. He was watching them. 9 hot blocks later, they reached the school. Finn was thirsty. It was a nicer, newer school than theirs. They walked down the main hall, look like they knew where they were going. Neither had been here before. "What's the plan?" Amanda asked. "We're here at lunchtime for a reason," Finn explained, checking a wall clock. They had to catch a return bus within 20 minutes or they missed the start of 5th period. He doubted they'd make it. They located the cafeteria by following the noise of smells. To save time, Finn and Amanda had decided to split up. The enormous room was packed with kids and littered with book bags. Hundreds of kids ate at long tables. As Finn passed the table, he heard someone behind him say, "Hey, isn't that one of the hosts from Disney World?" Less than 5 minutes he'd been spotted. He didn't like being famous as much as he thought he would. He slipped on his sunglasses. He saw Amanda a few tables away. She carried copies of the photographs they'd taken at the Magic Kingdom. She was showing them around to kids and asking questions. Finn didn't know which of the four DHIs went to lead. He walked slowly, studying faces at the various tables. It was really loud in here, an abundance of food smells combined into a stink he found sickening. The big guy suddenly jumped up in Finn's way, and an eighth grader, judging by his size. He wore a Colorado Avalanche jersey, colorful jams, and new Nikes. "Who are you staring at?" he growled. "No one." The big kid reached out and lifted Finn's sunglasses. "Think you're too cool." Seeing Finn, he did a double take. "Hey, how come I know you?" "Give me back my sunglasses, please." "Aren't you, on Zoom or something?" "I'd like my glasses back, please." "Come on, give 'em back, Roy," a girl at the next table said. "It's not Zoom, stupid. He's a host over at the Magic Kingdom, like Charlene Turner." Charlene Turner. Finn had her last name now. "Oh yeah," the big kid said, reluctantly returning the sunglasses to Finn. "What are you doing here?" "Looking for Charlene," Finn said. "Can't help you," the big guy said, sitting back down. Finn looked to the girl expectantly, but she shook her head. "Sorry," she said. Finn looked up to see Amanda waving at him. Having won his attention, she pointed to the window that looked out onto the playing fields. She moved her hand to mimic dribbling a basketball. "Leave it to Amanda." She found Charlene.
I never saw it coming. I couldn't read the signs. I don't know why I let you in this time. I must be blind. I guess I couldn't trust you, 'cause all you did was lie. Oh no, I have to get you off my mind. 'Cause
So
of
in
you.
this chapter review, we found out that Finn and Amanda have skipped lunch period at their middle school to go to another middle school to find the other four DHIs. And while they were on the bus, they felt like they were being spied on by the bus driver. And then after getting off at the next stop, they walked about 9 blocks to Lee Middle School. While they were there, they went to lunch period or to the cafeteria to try to find one of the DHIs. Well, while they were there, Finn started getting noticed with him being a host over at the Magic Kingdom. And along with that, one kid who looked kind of like a 8th grader realized who he was and asked what he was doing at the middle school, and said he was looking for Charlene. Found out Charlene goes to Lee Middle School and that her last name's Turner. And that's when Finn left it up to Amanda because Amanda got his attention and saw that Charlene was dribbling a basketball. With that, that's the end of chapter 6 for the review. Come back tomorrow as we go over chapter 7. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell. That would link you up with a lot of the videos that are coming your way. Along with, if you haven't found me on Anchor yet, or on Instagram and YouTube, along with TikTok. My TikTok, everything's the Red Tail, so I'm going to put it right here. But other than that, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.